Hi everyone, hope you had a good first week of classes. In this video we are going to be talking about the most important and useful feature of this panel, which is a service called CLEVERSHARE, as you see right in front of me. Now why is this the most important useful feature? Well, CLEVERSHARE is going to allow you to connect your computer to this panel completely wirelessly, no HDMI connection, no any cable connection. All you'll need to do is be on Eagle Secure. Most of you have probably experienced some kind of HDMI failure in the past, be it, the cable's not plugged in the right place, or maybe the screen's blinking on and off, maybe it says it's connected but it's still a black screen, the list goes on. CLEVERSHARE can eliminate all of those errors and obstacles for you. It's super easy to use. I'm going to teach you guys how to use it all in this video, but it's got one really huge benefit, which is that multiple people can connect to it at the same time. What do I really mean by that? Well, CLEVERSHARE does two things. It allows you to screen share, which means taking what's on your computer screen and putting it on the panel, right? Just as we do with an HDMI connection. Or it can desktop sync. Desktop sync does the exact opposite. It will take what's on the panel and put it onto a computer screen. Now, why is this such a big deal? Well, notice how I've put screen share for you, the professor, and desktop sync for the students. What this means is that whatever you choose to put on this panel, it could be screen sharing from your computer onto here, or you could be using the panel's features like the Note whiteboard app that I'm using right now. Students will be able to connect to it with CLEVERSHARE on their own computers and laptops in class and be able to follow along, right? Take this screen and put it on their own devices and follow your lecture, follow what you're presenting. I actually have that on this phone right here. You may or may not be able to see it, but if you notice, if I click around, my phone is responding, right? It's seeing what's on here, and it put it on here, okay? So let's go through the steps on how we would set this up for your classes. First thing we want to check is that we are on the Android input. CLEVERSHARE does not mix with HDMI input, okay? It has to be on Android. I know I'm on the Android input right now because I'm using the Note app, which is an Android app, but I'm going to check anyways. If you remember, I'm going to open my toolbar, and I'm going to use this fourth tool from the bottom right here. This is our input button. So I'm going to go into that. I see I'm on Android, okay? So I'm going to go to the home screen now. Again, just a little review. To get to the home screen, you hit this home button right here, second from the top. So let me go ahead and hit that. So now I'm back in my home screen. You'll notice that we've added this barcode right up here. This is going to take you to Tom Fish's SOC welcome page, and it's going to take you to the Boxlight information page within that website. This has all the information you need to know on the Boxlight that we've uploaded, the videos that we've uploaded and will continue to upload throughout the semester. All you'll need to do is scan this with your phone, and then if you want to open it on your computer, you would take the URL on your phone and send it to yourself, maybe email it to yourself, whatever you need to do, okay? So I'm on the home screen. I am in the Android input. The next thing we'll need to check is that you will need to have the CLEVERSHARE app installed on your computer. Luckily, this barcode will take you to the website that will show you how to download that CLEVERSHARE app. I'm going to switch over to my computer now and show you guys how to do that. Okay everyone, so I've emailed myself that link from the barcode I just showed you. We'll also put the link at the bottom of this video, and it will be attached to the emails that we're sending out to faculty on the Boxlights as well. So let me go ahead and click on that. This is our main Boxlight web page. You're going to want to scroll down to the CLEVERSHARE section. That's right here. This has some basic information on CLEVERSHARE. And then you'll notice you have two separate download links. This regular download CLEVERSHARE and this one that says Mac OS users. If you own a MacBook, we'd prefer if you use this second link instead of the first one. If you use the first one, it's not the end of the world, but we find that CLEVERSHARE behaves much better with Macs if you use this second link. But let me pop open this first link just to take a look at it. This has just brought me to the Clever website, clevertouch.com/clevershare2g. And as you can see, it's got a download option for anything I could need: Windows, Mac, iPhone, Android, Chromebook. This should cover all that you and your students could possibly need, right? As I said, I do have a MacBook, so I'm going to click on that second link instead. I'm going to exit out of this, hit my Mac OS users. It's just going to bring you to a Google Drive preview page. So I'm just going to hit download. We'll give that a second. As I said before, these have already been installed on all the professor desktop computers in the classrooms. Let me hit download anyway. I'll open that up, drag this to my applications folder, just like you would with any app. I'll then go into my Launchpad, and I see CLEVERSHARE right here. I'll open that up. You might get this message pop up asking for your settings. I just exit out of this. And here I'm on the CLEVERSHARE main screen, okay? So this is my first time opening the app. I just want to do a checklist of two things. I want to make sure that I'm on Eagle Secure, right? So it looks like I'm on Eagle Secure. The second thing, and you and your students will only need to do this once, is you're going to want to go into this 3 lines right here, into Settings, and you'll see Device Name. And you might find that your device name might say something like MacBook, you know, a random number after it, something not recognizable. You're going to want to make sure that you and your students put in your, your real proper name, something recognizable that you'll be able to recognize each other with. I'll get into why that's important in a second. But right now I'm just going to put in my name. I only need to do that once. The app will remember that now every time I open it. And now I'm back in my main menu, and you see I just need that code. So let me show you how you would find that code back on the panel. So some of you may or may not have noticed throughout the week that this code hanging out over here, this is your Boxlight code. You might see it that you just get this little logo here without the code. But if you just click on this, it will bring up the code a little bigger. And I'm going to want you to hit View Main Interface. So you're going to tap this, View Main Interface. And now you have the code really big that you and your students will be able to read all the way from the back of the classroom. The first time you open this, when you walk into the classroom, there's one thing I want you to do as a checklist. Notice down here, let me pull out that annotation tool. Notice right here, we have this devices, right? We want to make sure that says 0. If you are connected to this and then you close your laptop and leave the room, as long as you're still on Eagle Secure, it's going to stay connected to this panel, even if you walk to the other side of campus. So you might find that students or professors accidentally forgot to disconnect. So the first thing we want to do is we want to go back into that View Main Interface. I'm going to hit Devices. I see that it says 1 on here. I want that to say 0. It's going to pull up a menu with all the devices connected. It's only got one connected right now. All I want you to do is hit this button right here, which is going to disconnect all devices. So even if there were like 50 devices connected to this, you would just hit disconnect all. Remember, that's right up here. Disconnect. And now you should be good to go. And now you have your code right here. And all you need to do is put that in on your computer. Go ahead and put in that code. It should work right away, like just as it did. And as before we discussed, we have screen share, where we can take what's on this screen, put it on the panel. Or if you were a student, you could do a desktop sync and take what's on the panel and put it onto your screen. Notice also we have our disconnect button over here. This will definitely be important to remember to hit that before you leave the classroom at the end of the day. If you're using the computer and you're wondering how you get back to that CLEVERSHARE screen to disconnect, you just go down to the app right down here, or I could go into my Launchpad and then open it, and I'm right back here to disconnect. So I'm going to go ahead and hit screen share. As you can see, this is a lot like a Zoom kind of screen share menu where it will ask what window you want to share. I'm going to share my desktop. And you see we have a waiting request here. So we're going to have to go to the panel to accept this request. So if you notice in my bottom right corner, we've had a window pop up, right? It has my name. It says request mirroring. Mirroring is just like screen share. If I was doing a desktop sync request, like if I was a student, that would say request desktop sync. We have accept reject. I'm going to hit accept. And now I'm connected. You just grab my laptop, all wireless, scroll to a PowerPoint. This is an old PowerPoint I did in high school, right? Works just like it would. I'm controlling this from my laptop. You can play a video.
These are really creamy and tender risotto here. Here we are. When I do risotto.
And there you go. That is. Okay, so let's say it's the beginning of class. Your students are filing in. You tell them all to get on CLEVERSHARE. You have this populate at the bottom right of the screen. You might not be able to see it, but there's a number at the very top right that says how many requests have been put in to connect to this screen. But what you'll do is you'll click on this. You just click anywhere on this. It doesn't have accept or reject on here. You just click, and then you see all the devices that are going to be listed here. And if you want to allow them to sync to the desktop, you just hit check mark. You're going to get this message the first time. It's just going to ask permission for the panel to record itself, to cast to other devices. You just hit start now. So you'll hit check mark. Check mark. You might not be able to see it, but now this is showing what this is. So same thing. Now I can go into note. You'll see this is all live. Just to show you the power of what this can do, I could even screen share from my phone. Using the CLEVERSHARE app I downloaded. I hit accept. It's going to take a few seconds. And now I have this view on my phone, right? You could just go into a backgammon app and you see it's on the computer as well. So this is doing a desktop sync of this panel, which is screen sharing my phone. So if this was the student's computer in the back of the room, you probably would be screen sharing your own computer and not your own mobile device. But this just shows you the power of how these devices can talk to each other, do things simultaneously without any cable connections at all.